Yeah, so we're excited. We have a new member on our team. We keep growing and growing and growing. It's going to be an amazing year. We have Bernard, who has 6 years of experience. We welcome him. Welcome on, Bernard. Tell us a little bit who you are.
Thanks for having me, guys. I was Bernard Torres. I've said I've been in real estate for about 6 years now. I'm a Yonkers native. I'm a proud father. I'm a husband. I'm a man of faith. I'm just trying to use all my experience that I've had in the last couple of years to help grow our team, grow our business, and have tremendous success this year.
Yeah. How many kids you have?
I got one daughter.
Oh, okay. How old is she?
She's 12, going to be 13 this year.
Oh, okay.
Good girl. Good girl.
Let's get to it.
Welcome, Bernard.
Thank you, guys.
Welcome to the Now You Know show, where we inform the public on different topics. And today we have a credit specialist who knows everything about credit. And I mean, he's going to blow your mind. His name is Stephen Robert, and he'll be on today informing us all with everything we need to know about credit. Well, meet the team. Sorry. Meet the team. My name's Giovanna Simmons.
Bernard Torres.
Cedric Smith, team leader.
Conrad Henry.
Also, this is a 2-part episode because, I mean, let's face it, credit is such a big topic. There's so much involved. So we have part 1 is going to be one episode, and then part 2 is going to be another episode. So make sure you watch both.
And this is our first show. We have it for a whole hour. We have part 1 and part 2. And we're also on YouTube channel. Where can we find us on YouTube?
Now you know.
That's right. Hey, we are very excited today. We have Stephen Roberts from Bedrock
Credit America.
Credit America. So yeah, it's going to be a very good show. We had talk about credit, where everybody's always asking us about how they can increase their credit,
Yes.
what credit is, and so. And I found Stephen on a show that he was doing, and I thought it was like amazing. I was like, let me see if I can get this guy. He could come to our show. I was happy. He texted me back, and I was me back. So now, Stephen, tell us a little bit about you, what your show is, what you do, and.
Yeah, absolutely. First of all, very happy to be here. Thank you very much for having me on. As you said, my name's Stephen Robert. I'm the CEO of Bedrock Credit America. For the past 19 years, I've been teaching people how credit works. So it's just what are the ins, what are the outs, what the things they should do, what shouldn't they do. And looking forward to diving into that today and giving you guys some good information for your audience.
So let's start off right now.
No, I love that, though, because credit is such a hot topic.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, like, everybody has questions about credit. So I'm just subscribe, watch over and over again.
Pay attention.
So this is good.
All right. So, Stephen, who are these credit people, these credit bureaus? Who are they? These mean people. They be tearing me up.
I mean, I like you right now. Sometimes I hate you.
Love-hate relationship. Yeah. Go ahead. Yeah. So, you got the credit bureaus, right? The credit bureaus, they're simply data warehouses. So, as much as we want to be mad at them, we really can't be too mad at them, right? Because all they're doing is collecting data. The question is, who are they collecting data from? And I think there's 2 components that we need to talk about in that regard. Right now, in the current market that we use in terms of scores, they're collecting traditional data, right? So you have your car loans, you have your student loans, you have your mortgages, you have your credit cards, you have your personal loans. All that traditional data, as we're in there, hopefully paying accounts on time, that information is being sent to the credit bureaus. And now the credit bureaus are simply holding that data, so when somebody wants to go and apply for a loan, they pull that data and see, is this somebody that is worth giving a loan to? What type of interest rate should we give it to? All that stuff. So that's what the credit bureaus are. That's who they are. They're just collecting data from our traditional trade lines in the current market. In the near future, they're going to be also looking at non-traditional trade lines, right? So you can have things like Experian Boost, right, where you add on your Netflix or your cell phone or your utility bills. There's even websites out there that allow you to add your rent.
Yeah. I recently just did that too. It's funny, yeah.
Which is fine for the newer algorithms, but the traditional algorithm, especially when you're trying to get somebody into a house, none of that is relevant. Okay. And you see all these articles right now saying, wow, millions of people are about to be scored. Everybody's going to be able to get their FICO scores up and their credit scores up. Doesn't work in the current model.
Okay.
So it's a little bit misleading when you see these really, like the things that say, oh yeah, everybody's going to be doing so well. Not yet.
I didn't know that. I didn't know that was
How long with future do you think that's something going to be?
I'd say somewhere in the next 12 to 24 months.
Okay.
We don't know for sure when it's coming. It all came out from November 2022 when Fannie and Freddie came out and said, hey, we're going to be making changes. But they've tried to implement those changes, and none of the banks, none of the underwriters know what to do with all this new information, so they keep delaying it.
Okay.
So we know it's coming, and we can talk further about what those changes actually look like. But just in regards to data, we want to make sure that the data that we're currently paying attention to is the traditional data.
Okay.
So what's the worst thing people could do, or what's the best thing people could do to get their credit score up?
Well, here's the most important thing. The worst thing people can do is put their head in the sand.
Okay.
Right? And they just don't pay attention, or they think things are just going to go away. And I can imagine in our conversations, we're going to uncover some stories that I'll give you of people that thought they're doing the right thing, and they're actually doing the worst thing. So one of the worst things you can do is not pay attention to your credit. Or if you pay attention to it, you're paying attention to it in the wrong spot. Now, I'm not going to put any specific websites on blast on this. I don't want to get sued, nothing like
I
that.
know. I'm like, is it the one I use?
Let me just say, there's some free websites out there that, although they're giving you a free report and a free score, we really want to stay away from those.
Okay.
Right?
Really?
Oh yeah.
Why?
Why? Well, first of all, the information they give you is inaccurate. The scores they give you are wildly inaccurate.
Okay.
And how are they making their money? They're just giving you a free report and a free score because they're
ads.
nice people. They're selling you personal information.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
They got to make their money somehow, right?
Yeah.
And obviously they offer you deals and they get paid on that, but
Yeah.
they're selling your information to third parties.
Okay.
So you really got to stay away from.
That's why you get all those calls. That's like,
Right? You sign up for one of those free websites, all of a sudden, why do I get all these emails? Why do I get all this stuff in the mail? It's because they're
why.
selling you data.
So where you get the information from if you want it?
Yeah. So we got 2 legitimate websites only to be able to pull your information. For data, we're going to annualcreditreport.com.
Okay.
Right? You guys heard of annualcreditreport.com? So annualcreditreport.com, I love for all the data from Equifax, Experian, and TransUnion for free. Doesn't count as an inquiry. Doesn't hurt your score. Anytime you look at your own credit, doesn't hurt it.
Okay.
So we're good, right?
How many
but-
times can you do that a year?
Although it's called annualcreditreport.com,
Right.
and it used to be one time a year you could do that, they actually changed it since COVID.
Okay.
So now it's every week.
Wow.
So if you really wanted to watch all your data every week, you don't need to.
Yeah.
But if you really wanted to watch all your data, you can go to annualcreditreport.com, log in, and it's going to send you to TransUnion, Equifax, and Experian. You go there, and you can see all your information, but no scores.
Okay.
Scores, okay.
Okay?
So you can see your information but no scores. I mean,
So it's good to
Very
monitor
useful.
your information.
yeah,
right?
to make sure everything's correct.
Make sure everything's okay.
Okay.
But what if you want to see scores?
See, that's what I want.
Exactly. So that's where we got to start talking about, well, what type of scores, right? So
Yeah.
that's where all those free websites are giving you credit reports and credit scores,
Okay.
which are different than what the lenders use, because lenders don't use credit scores, they use FICO scores.
Oh, okay.
And that is the biggest difference. And you 50 to 100 point easy in the change between a credit score and a FICO score.
Okay.
usually higher, right? Is it usually higher than what you?
Yeah,
see
yeah.
on-
Those credit scores usually look better
Yeah.
than what the FICO
The
scores
score,
are.
Is
Okay.
it, so what did those credit reports all tally up to give you the average of the FICO score? That's how.
No,
it
no,
works?
no.
Okay.
Because again, it's just the data, right? From
Okay.
Equifax, Experian, and TransUnion.
TransUnion, okay.
Whether you're using a credit score or a FICO score, you're still getting the same data.
Okay.
Okay.
It's how they're analyzing that data.
Okay.
But it gets a step trickier. Because have you guys seen on your credit card statement or your bank statement, what does it give you?
Credit score.
Your FICO score.
Okay.
Question is that FICO score they're giving you there the same one a lender uses when they pull your credit to
Right.
try to qualify you for a house?
Right. Okay.
No.
The answer is no. It's not. And then you're sitting here scratching your head, but Steve, that doesn't make sense. You just said it was a FICO score. Well, there's 4 different versions of FICO scores.
What?
Yeah.
Wow.
So check
Scratching
this
my head like, what's going on? Yo, what's going on right now?
this out. And
What's
just-
going on?
Just a little bit more background on that being. Not only have I done this 19 years, but John Olsheimer, I don't know if you ever watched CNBC. He's on there as their credit resident guru. He worked at Equifax for 6 years and FICO for 7 years.
Okay.
Wow.
And he's trained me over the past 19 years. He's been my mentor. The guy's amazing. He knows so much, right? And he was one of the architects that helped build something known as the FICO Classic model developed in the year 2000.
Okay.
That model right there is the standard for what all lenders have been using over the past 26 years.
Wow.
Okay.
Well, life has changed a lot in the past 26 years. I think we can all agree, right? Well, in 2008, they put out FICO version 8. In 2014, they put out FICO version 9. In 2020, they put FICO version 10. So they keep building newer versions. They keep passing it out to the public. But for lending purposes, we're still stuck in FICO Classic.
Wow.
Wow.
Sound like some new iPhones coming out every day.
I know.
Imagine that, right?
FICO 8,
Yeah.
FICO 9.
Exactly, right? But you're stuck using like the
Yeah,
phone
yeah,
classics.
right,
You
right,
got
right.
the original Apple phone, you know?
Oh, that's interesting. Okay.
It's crazy. It's crazy to think about, but that's, and by the way, because now you're thinking, all right, Steve, I get it. Credit scores, FICO scores, they're probably different.
Right.
But a FICO score is a FICO score, right? When I do my presentations, I don't know if you guys ever sat my CE class. I do the CE classes for realtors, right? As well. So when I do that, I show an example of somebody, real life example, on their Discover card statement. They showed their FICO score at 696. They're all excited. They want to go buy a house. They go to the lender pulls credit, 603.
Wow.
That's a big difference.
That's a big
Yeah.
Yeah.
Could you imagine driving somebody around being, all excited to get you into a house.
Yeah.
You had almost a 700. This is going to be great. Oh, that's my FICO score. Now they go to the lender, 100 points less.
Wow.
So then how can a person find that? I know
was
you were
just
just
gonna ask
saying,
that.
right, that the website.
Right. So the annualcreditreport.com is for the data, but no scores. Literally the only website in the entire country, myfico.com.
MyFICO.com.
myfico.com. Myfico.com is literally the only website that gives the same exact information that a lender would use.
Now that's worth watching this show 100 times. You got it. You see, nowhere else you're gonna get this. You got it. Now you know. Tell them again where you find it out.
Get ready? Look, I'm looking right at the camera. myfico.com, right? Pay attention. Get rid of all those free websites. And for the people that are like, oh, yeah, but I subscribe to Experian. I pay $20 a month. Stop doing that. Myfico.com does not count as an inquiry.
Wow.
Does not hurt your credit, right? Because then they're going to, I don't want to check my credit. It's going to hurt me. No, it's fine. Whenever you look at your own credit, it never impacts you.
Wow.
Okay, so you go to myfico.com, doesn't count as inquiry, doesn't impact your score. You have to pay for it, right? Because they want to make their money, $30.
Okay.
Okay.
But it's well worth it to know what are my true scores.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And just keep in mind when you first log in, what score does it give you? FICO version 8. No. Let me scroll down, click on the tab that says mortgages, lender. That's the score that a lender would use. Those are your real numbers.
Wow. One question that we get a lot is people will say, well, I don't want to go to different lenders because it's going to hurt my score. You know, I say, so what's the story with that? I'm going, I know I want to buy a house with one lender, but I want to check other people. Does that hurt or not?
Yeah, so you're talking about an inquiry, right? So an inquiry is anytime you apply for a piece of financing. The good part about the FICO Classic system, which the world we live in, is that you have a 30-day window to go shopping.
Okay.
It only counts as one. So if you go to, let's say, a lender today, and then next week you go to a couple more lenders, and a couple of weeks later you go to a couple, and in 3 weeks you have 10 people that pulled your credit. All 10 of them will be listed, but it only impacts your score once.
Okay. I didn't know it was 30 days. You know, well, that's good. They got 30 days to do
So
it.
you have 30 days if you're really shopping around. You go to a lender, you're not happy with their performance, you're not happy with what they're offering you. Hey, go to another lender, try to find the best interest rate, try to find somebody you're really going to mesh with, make sure they're working with somebody, a good realtor that knows what they're doing, right? Like Cedric and his team. So that's what's going to get you. That's what's going to get you into making sure you can get the loan done. Is doing that type of research.
And they have a 30-day window.
Correct.
So they better be like so basically when you're ready, make sure you're for sure ready to go, ready to get this house. Go ahead.
Absolutely, and that's going to the lender though, right?
Yeah.
People ask me all the time, well, Steve, I don't want to buy a house this year. I want to buy a house next year. When do I need to look at my credit? Literally today.
That's right.
Right now. Because in 19 years of doing this, I will tell you, if you have credit issues, if you need to build credit, if we need to resolve things, and people come to me all the time, oh, maybe it'd take a month or two. No. Usually at least 6 to 12 months.
Wow.
And people are so frustrated when they're like, oh, yeah, but I have time. No, you don't.
Mm-hmm.
And because it takes time to get in there and really get all this stuff cleaned up.
So what's the quickest way to increase your credit score and the person can do?
All right. So here's how I'm going to answer that question.
Oh, man.
I'm going to answer that question by saying, from a fixing of the credit perspective, there's no quick fix.
Okay.
Right? And by the way, there are tons of companies. I'll be happy to throw them under the bus. Lexington Law and CreditRepair.com, these type of companies where people have lots of collections, and I'm sure we'll talk about that at some point. And they say, oh, yeah, you don't have to pay those. We'll just dispute them, and they'll magically come off your credit report. Hogwash. Not going to happen, right?
Okay.
Just
Wow.
stop that, right? You have to deal with issues. You have to deal with them properly. We'll talk about that later, but that takes time. Okay. So now you're saying, okay, but in the short term, right? Life happens. Like I get calls all the time. I've been living there for the past 5 years. Now my landlord wants to sell the house. I have 2 months to move out, and I got to boost my credit 30 points. What can I do? 2 options. Literally only 2 options. The first, credit cards. If there's a lot of credit card balances and you can pay those down, that can significantly boost your scores. Okay? So by paying down your credit card balances, you can see a nice boost in your scores. However, what most people don't realize is that the credit card only updates the credit bureaus 1 time per month. The amount of times I've had people that say, no, my credit's not right. It's inaccurate. Oh, yeah? Why is that? I paid down all these credit cards already. Okay, well, when did you pay them? The day the bill came in the mail, paid it in full. Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Because once they send you the bill, and now it shows you 100% utilization, that's what goes to the credit bureaus for the next 30 days.
Yeah.
The fact that you're paying it that day isn't helping you. So what you got to do is pay that down to 0, wait, don't use the card anymore, let that cycle through, and then boom, you'll see a boost in your scores, 20 to 40 points or more, depending on what your credit profile looks like.
Okay, good.
Okay?
Okay.
So that's step number 1. What if you say, well, I don't have any credit cards that are open or active, and I don't have very much history or stuff like that. What can I do? Well, let's hope you have somebody in your sphere of influence you can lean on, because the authorized user relationship still works in the current FICO system.
Yeah.
In the new systems, we're not going to see that as much. But in the current system, if you have a friend or a family member, mother, father, brother, sister, aunt, uncle, cousin, best friend, coworker, doesn't matter who it is, and that person has a MasterCard or Visa that's been open for at least 5 or 10 years, never been paid late, has a nice low balance, and you get added on that card as an authorized user, within 30 days, that 12 years of positive credit history shows up on your credit report and can boost your score at 20 or 40 points.
Great.
Wow.
Good.
But
It's like a little trick.
it's a beautiful little trick that currently works.
Definitely, yeah.
And I love that trick, but you have to be very aware of it, because people, and another thing, I have lots of bones to pick with people out there, all these knuckleheads on Instagram and TikTok bouncing around. Yeah, they say things like get added as an authorized user, but they're not telling the correct way to do it. And I'll see people that say, oh, yeah, I'm added on my boyfriend's account as an authorized user. It's been open for a year. It's maxed out, and he was late in May.
Oh, come on.
And I'm like, yeah, well, get yourself off that card.
Yeah.
Not helping you.
Oh,
Yeah.
man.
People are automatically under the assumption, if I get added as an authorized user, it has to help me. No. It only helps if the card you're being added to is a worthwhile card.
It's in good standing, yeah.
Exactly. So at least 5 years. Doesn't really matter what the limit is, as long as the balance is nice and low. Obviously, never late. But if you guys heard me, MasterCard or Visa, not American Express. American Express doesn't play that game. If you get added as American Express, you're only going to get that 1 month worth of history, not that 10 years.
Okay. Okay. Wow.
I
Good
have
to
a
know.
friend that works for MasterCard.
Yeah.
We like them.
Oh, absolutely. So there's your answer to the 2 quick things to deal with.
So they took off some stuff to like medical and student loans, all that off, or they still that? How does that work?
Yeah, so medical right now, well, they put out, and let me just, because I'm not sure where this broadcast is going to go, right? So from a nationwide perspective, medical under $500
Okay.
doesn't impact your credit anymore,
Okay.
okay? And then there's 13 different states, New York, Connecticut being one of them, where if it's over $500, it still won't impact you.
Okay.
Okay, but there are some states in the country, so check with your state, about medical debt over $500 still will show up on a credit report and still impact the scores.
Okay.
Okay, student loans that impacts it for everybody.
Okay.
But if they go into deferment or if you're in a income-based repayment plan, that's fine.
Yeah.
It's okay to have
Story of
student
my
loans
life.
on your credit report. It's just a matter of, are you paying them on time or are they in deferment? The only issue is if it goes into charge off or collection, and that's a whole nother thing.
Okay. So what about I know if somebody's chasing you and you haven't paid in 2 years, is it better just to start paying them if you want to buy a house or just leave it?
Right. So the age-old question, right? Steve, I fell on hard times. Life happens, as we just saw, right? And now I have accounts that are in charge off or collection or even judgment, right? So how do I deal with these? First, just for our audience members, I just kind of want to walk through real quick
Okay.
how an account gets there.
Okay.
Because a lot of people don't understand. They're like, I had a credit card, now it's in charge off. What is that, right?
Okay.
So you have a credit card, and let's say you're due on the 15th, okay? Well, here it is on the 28th. Is that impacting your credit? Well, you're 2 weeks past due, and that past due on your credit profile is going to impact your scores. But if you now say, you know what, I realize I'm past due, let me correct that, and you're still within that 30-day window, that past due will go away, and your scores go back up.
Okay.
However, if you're due on the 15th, and here we are 16th, 17th of the following month, and you haven't paid that account yet, whether that's a mortgage, whether it's a credit card, whether it's car loan, you just now became 30 days late. That one 30-day late payment, I could give you story upon story about this, could impact your score 50 to 100 points.
Oh my
Yikes.
goodness.
And the amount of people that don't realize that one late payment can hurt them that much, people, what, like 5, 10, maybe 20 points? No. 50 to 100 points easy. On top of the fact that once a late payment hits you, it can now stay on your credit report for up to 7 years.
No
Oh my
way.
goodness.
Yeah.
Wow.
Whew.
Absolutely. So, what happens if you continue to not pay the account? Well, it goes in 30-day cycles, right? Just like your billing cycle. Goes 30 days late, 60 days late, 90 days late, 120 days late, 150 days late, 180 days late. If you're not paying that credit card for 6 months, it now reaches the charge-off status. One thing I really want to clarify, a lot of people say, yeah, it's charged off, right? It says $2,000 balance, but it's charged off, so I don't have to pay it anymore. No. It just means they're going to stop reporting it, and that starts your 7-year clock for how long they have to report and collect on that debt.
Okay.
It doesn't absolve you. The amount of people that think, well, it's charged off, so I don't have to pay it anymore, doesn't work like that, okay? Now, that creditor, let's say Chase Bank, is showing, yeah, you owe $2,000, but they're not getting their money. They're calling the client, not getting their money. What are they going to do with it? Now they're going to give it to a collection agency. So now the situation gets even worse because a collection agency shows up on the credit report, drops the scores even more. Okay? They're going to be calling and trying to get the money. Well, what happens if they can't get the money? Well, now they get the big guns involved because now they're going to get an attorney and they're going to get a judgment against you.
Okay.
Now, when a judgment hits you, it's really important to understand this. That will not impact your scores. Okay? A judgment doesn't impact your credit scores. It will, though, show up on the public record, okay, which is a public record search. It's part of what the mortgage people do when they try to qualify you.
Oh.
And once it goes to judgment, that's when they can freeze bank accounts and garnish wages.
Yeah.
You guys want to hear a quick real-life example?
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Check this out. This was September of 2024. I reviewed the credit, okay? This client had one charge off on her credit report for $4,000 with Bank of America. And I told her we should go address that. Well, I don't know. Let me think about it. She disappears. Okay? We've all been ghosted by clients. It happens,
Yes,
right?
yes.
All the man, listen.
Got story.
Until, ready for this? I'll never forget this. December 15th, 3 months later, in the same 5 minutes, I get a call, a text, and an email from her. She's freaking out because her HR department just walked in, handed her a letter. They're now garnishing her paycheck.
Wow.
It took them 3 months to go from an open charge-off into an executed wage garnishment. And the reason I'm telling everybody that's watching this is please pay attention to what's going on with your credit and don't think these things are just going to go away because they won't. Address them and address the issues properly. Now, back to your original question, now that we understand how we got there, right? The question is, okay, so I do have these charge-offs. I do have these collections. Maybe something went to judgment. How do I address it? It all depends on what the client is looking to do. Because most people think, and common conversation I have again is, yeah, I have some collections. I'll just call and pay them. Or I've already called and paid them. It's going to fix my credit. It does not. Okay? Here's why. Number one, paying off a collection does not automatically get it deleted. A lot of people are under that impression. If I pay it off, they automatically take it off. Not true at all. Number two, if I at least bring the balance down to zero, it doesn't impact my credit anymore. Not true at all. It still does impact your credit, even as a paid collection. Number three, what most people don't realize is all based off of the date of last activity. The date of last activity, this is going to blow your mind, means that if something gets updated, it impacts your score more.
Wow.
Check this out. Let's say you have a Verizon collection from the year 2020, just been sitting there. Now, 6 years later, oh, yeah, I forgot about that. Let me just go ahead and make that payment. You call, you pay the account over the phone, and now it goes from an open collection in 2020 to a paid collection as of 2026. That's going to drop the credit at least 20 to 25 points.
Wow.
But it's paid.
Yeah, but you updated the activity date.
Updated it.
And by the way, this is where you speak with professionals and know what they're doing.
Yeah.
I had a lady last summer, she had gone to a mortgage person, and they said, well, listen, you have 4 collections. Just go and pay them. And this mortgage person didn't understand the date of last activity. She went and paid those 4 collections. Her scores dropped 82 points.
Wow. Wow. Well, we have some answers how to fix those, but you got to watch part 2 because we're gonna stop there to get to part 2 and figure out what should we do if it's in collection or we have some something that's not paid. Where do we go? What should we do? How do we fix that? You're gonna hear about that in
I
part.
need to know that. I'm
2.
gonna watch part 2. I mean, I don't have any questions, but just in case.
Well, for your clients, obviously.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, and
Yeah,
for
yeah.
them for sure.
Yeah. So we're lucky. We're fortunate today. We have a credit expert here.
Absolutely.
So tell us, we're going to give it to you back in the run, but we also want to make sure that you have the information. Tell them how people can reach you. And you're a non-for-profit.
Correct.
Correct.
Yep.
Tell us how we can reach
Yeah, that's great.
you if we need to reach you.
Yeah, absolutely. So bedrockcreditamerica.org.
Okay.
We are a 501c3 IRS approved nonprofit, and our goal is credit education. So I love coming out here, doing these type of events, getting out to the realtors, getting out to the mortgage people, working with individuals. So if any person watching this has any questions and you want to do a credit review, please feel free. Go directly to bedrockcreditamerica.org. There's a contact form there. You can fill that out. I'll reach out personally. I have a nice small team. So I'll reach out personally and talk to you about where your credit is, see what we can do to help you out.
What about the phone number? How do they reach you there?
Yep, you can definitely call the office at 203-404-7209.
Say it one more time slowly, and we only have a couple of seconds.
203-404-7209.
Now you know.
Perfect.
Now you know. Get to it.